Review, and I'm your host, Rich Iso. So today we're looking at the X Plus Toho Large Monster Series Godzilla 1967 from the movie Son of Godzilla. Alright, so it's 25 centimeter scale. Yes, Toho Large Monster Series 25 centimeter scale. If any of you guys are new to watching me, that's what this is. 25 centimeters, Toho Large Monster Series. Bam! Okay? Alright, so, facts. The figure was released in December 2011. When it originally retailed, it was probably about $93, $95, give or take, depending on the conversion rates from yen to dollar. The Rip Boy, which I do not have, came with a in-scale Minya. Okay? Minya, Manila, whatever you want to call it, Minya. So, I already have a 25 centimeter Minya that came with the 68 Godzilla, okay? So, I thought it was a little redundant to have two of them. Not needed. Bam! Okay, so that was the Rick Boy. But I got the standard. Alright, quick things. Wait there. The box. Typical Toho Large Monster Series box, okay? Real thing, quick about the box is the boxes, these were made in bulk. These are, every 25 centimeter box is exactly the same. The only difference is the sticker. Yes, it is a sticker that is slapped on the box down here. It has Godzilla's information, the movie he's from, the year, or whatnot, okay? That's it. So that is the box. Logos on the side, information on the back. Bam! Okay? So, the figure itself. Not everybody's favorite Godzilla suit now, is it? Why? Because he's like ugly. Everybody thinks he's ugly, okay? Yeah, he is ugly. You know, people would always sit here and like, well, why did he change? Why does he look so different from, like, the 64, 65, 66 suits? Well, remember, people, he's a mutation! A mutation! Okay? And what happens to mutations? They mutate! So that's why he changes. That's my philosophy as far as why Godzilla changes from movie to movie to movie. Mutation. Okay? So, yeah, he's ugly looking. I love it, if you ask me. I love the suit. You know, he does, I've always told people I kind of think he has this fatherly look to him, okay? So, I think it's fine. It was, Son of Godzilla was my second Godzilla movie, and I have a big sweet spot for this movie. Big, you know, being in my second Godzilla movie. Just love it. A lot of fun, a lot of monster action, good story, perfect show of film, okay? So, more facts about the figure before we get up close and personal. 25 centimeter scale, he's about 10 inches tall, okay? Detail is great, all that jazz we'll get into later. But, bam. Alright? Is there anything else I need to add to this before we go up and get a good look at this guy? No! So let's get into this! Bam! Alright, sculpt and detail, people. Sculpt and detail. X Plus. It's Godzilla. You know, what else really can I say that I haven't already said about a Godzilla figure from X Plus? You know, not for nothing, it does kind of feel redundant over and over again every time I do an X Plus Godzilla figure review because the features are almost, you know, they're very similar, obviously, okay? So, what do we have here? We have dorsal plates, arms, legs, tail, head, okay? You know, I'm trying not to repeat myself over and over again, but the basic features of Godzilla are always present. Tree bark skin, dorsal plates, the same, you know, highlights that you would expect out of a Godzilla figure. You know, obviously from a Showa suit, we have 3 toes, which changed in 1962. Godzilla, King Kong vs. Godzilla, we got the 3 toes, okay? Pretty basic, right? So, what else can I add? Well, let's talk about the specific features on this suit. The dorsal plates, we're going to start off with the details here. They are big, they are jagged, we got the dorsal spikes going every different direction here. You know, this was a new take on the dorsal plates for this suit. And I really like it. You know, it does kind of look reminiscent of the 55 suit. So if you go look at that, or go look at, you know, the suit, pictures of figure, whatever you have, you know, the dorsal plates on the 55 suit were all over the place. Just like this, okay? So these are very different from what we saw in the past Godzilla suits. You know, and they're much bigger, too. I think, yeah, they're definitely bigger, okay? So the dorsal plates, I really like them because they stand out on their own. They are, you know, their own thing. They got their own thing going, okay? So those look good. I really dig them. Again, as far as the detail goes, you got the scales and everything going up. I'd say about 90% of the dorsal plates, and they're painted the same color as Godzilla's tree bark skin. And, that skin, it's like a dark gray, deck gray for any of you sailors out there. You know what deck gray looks like. But it's the same on both sides, okay? So dorsal plates look great. It's one of the two defining features about the 67 suit that I love. Yes, I love it, okay? Let's talk about the face real quick. Look at that face. Only a face Minya can love. I made a funny. Okay, anyway. So, his face, yeah, he's ugly. He's got narrow, high-set eyebrows, and, it looks like they took his face and somebody went, BAH! And squished it together, okay? That's what it looks like. If you look straight on, that's what he looks like. It looks like somebody sat on his face. Pretty horrible, right? And he's got I think definitely he's got a smaller, lower jaw. But it doesn't look bad. I don't think it looks bad. Yeah, he's ugly, but I don't think it looks bad. Now, I will say that the features, in some angles, this looks off from what the 67 suit looked like. It depends on which way you're looking at him. Some angles he looks perfect, some he just doesn't, okay? Not a big deal. I'm not too picky on that. Alright? I like the way the arms are positioned. The fingernails are nicely detailed. Everything looks great. Again, now I feel like I'm getting redundant, so, these are the basic features that I always talk about a Godzilla figure here, so, I don't think I could really add much more to the detail as far as a Godzilla figure goes from X+, okay? So, let's move on to the paint, okay? The paint, I've already mentioned, charcoal gray, deck gray, whatever you want to call this dark gray paint job for Godzilla's skin. It is mostly just, there's not a lot of depth here. I don't really notice any major dry brushing highlights or anything on the skin, so it's kind of flat throughout. The dorsal plates, as I already touched on, dark gray for about 90% of the dorsal plates, finished off with a bonish white at the tips of all the dorsal plates, highlighted on the sides, okay? The tail, let's just go a little sideways right there, as you can see. Let me get that lined up. We're going to talk about the tail after we talk about the paint job. But, this single row of, dorsal plates here, they're not more like dorsal spikes, just run right down the tip of the tail. And those are highlighted with a bone white as well. That matches up really well with the rest of the dorsal plates. Something that, is not always the case with Godzilla figures. For those collectors out there that have the Godzilla 2001 in the 25 centimeter scale, there's obviously a paint difference, in the figure. And that's kind of distracting. But again, here's my philosophy. The figure, the tail is in the back. You're not going to notice it for the most part. And that's what happens when you have large production runs of figures like this. There's going to be some inconsistencies. So, it's going to happen. Get over it. That's what I say. Bam. Alright, so we talked about the paint job. The fingernails, again, they are a bone white. Let's get a little bit look on them right there. Okay, those are bone white. The toenails, now I have a scuff on one of mine. Pretty meh. Not so fresh. Actually, I got 2 little scuffs. But anyway, those are bone white. 3 toes. Bam. Again, now, what I like about the fingernails is, yes, they do have, and the toenails, is there is some highlighting at the base of the toenails where they come out of the actual toes. So it looks like, as I always say, they just grew out of Godzilla skin. Okay? So that looks good. I dig that. Nicely done. The mouth, it's hard to see the mouth because he's mostly closed. Let me see if I could refocus on this mouth here a little bit. There we go. Up close and personal. The gums are, a reddish pink. The teeth, why do I have them sideways? I don't know. Hold on. Get right there. The teeth are, I really love the teeth here because they're all individually sculpted. Okay? Nicely done. Those are bone white too. Just dirty, grimy looking teeth. Those look good. The rest of the mouth, it's hard to tell in there, but there is a tongue in there. It's painted accurately as well. The eyes, nicely done. You got black and white eyes with a center dot whited pupil, so that looks good. Very nice. No Kumonga spike thing in his eye there yet. Okay. So here, let's look while we're talking about up close. You know, see the angle of the face. Just something doesn't look perfect. But it looks, you know, obviously when you look at this, you definitely see the 67 Godzilla. Okay. Bam. That looks good. Everything's detailed nicely. It's definitely nice. Alright, so. Alright, joints and seams. Okay, so let's talk about joints and seams. Let's see. Nothing along the shoulder. There's one right here at the elbow. Same thing on the other side. It's very lightly, so, you know, it's sculpted very good. So you really can't see it. The legs, there is a seam right here along the upper knee. Nothing along the thighs. Both knees have seams. We're going to go back to details after I talk about the seams. There's something else I want to talk about. The feet look clean. Now the tail, we have a seam here. One here. And that's it. So that looks good. Yeah, we definitely got to go back and talk about detail. Oh, more seams over here. Actually, I don't think this is a seam. It looks like a seam, but that's where the dorsal plates come down. Okay? Let the suit actor in and out. But yeah, there's a seam over here. This is a legit seam. Over here, I think this is a sculpted seam. It's kind of, actually, no, I think it's a seam where the dorsal plates went on. But, yeah, up here you can tell there's a seam right there. Not a big deal. It's nicely clean and sealed, so that looks good. Real quick about the tail. When you get this out of the box, you have to install the tail. So, as I always say, I haven't really talked about tails all that often, but when you get the tail, when you get these figures, put the tail in the freezer. Okay? Then, get a hairdryer and heat up this section of the body. Get it squishy soft, okay? Once it's squishy soft, grab the tail out of the freezer. It's going to be nice and hard. And you stick it in, you're going to have it on like that. Real easy, okay? Piece of cake. If you need help, message me. I have a couple videos that I've demonstrated this on. Let me know, all right? All right, back to detail real quick because I really need to talk about detail. I love the bagginess of this figure. Look at the bagginess of those thighs. He's like got these big old thighs. A lot of bagginess going from what the suit represented. Looks really cool. You know, so again, this is where I commend X Plus for capturing the exact likeliness of the suit. So I think it looks really well done. Bam. Here, let me see if there's another feature up there. No holes in the neck. There's no holes in the neck for where the suit actor saw out of. Nothing there. You know, you see that on some of the figures, but not here. Okay, not a big deal. Alright, so joint, seams, paint job, sculpt, detail. We got to do a size comparison, and there's only one figure that I could think of that I could compare with this. So, wait here. Alright, size comparison. I said I had only one that I could think of. I lied. You know, I lied. Obviously, what you see here is 3 Godzilla 67s. We have the Bandai 50th Anniversary Memorial Box, obviously the 25cm X Plus, and the 67 Marmot Monster Heaven. I love these two. Unfortunately, the X Plus is not my favorite. I'm going to go with this one right here, the Marmot Monster Heaven. That one captures the 67 Godzilla perfectly, if you ask me. Yeah, it's stylized a little bit, but even at that, it is perfectly sculpted. So, the Bandai is 6 inches tall. This is 10 inches. So, you know, we have the 25cm scale, 10 inches, and the Marmot Monster Heaven Godzilla is just about the same height, maybe a ½ inch taller. And obviously we have 3 different lines, and they all look different. All doing different things. You know, this Bandai came out in 2004 with the set, the Memorial Box set. And gosh, you know, it was a great time for Bandai collectors to get something like this because, you know, there was never a Bandai version of the 67 Godzilla until this figure came out, and it's still the only 67 Godzilla from Bandai. Bam! Love it! You know, and I'll be honest with you, he still smells fresh. I think this is the, 1, 2, 3, maybe the 4th time I actually took this out. maybe this the third. I don't know. This figure is in mint condition. I've never had it displayed. Unfortunately, it kind of breaks my heart because I really wanted to display my anniversary set. That's for a different day and story. Sorry, but I wish the camera could like smell, because this thing smells great right now. This is what fresh vinyl's about, people. Anyway, alright, I'm rambling here. So, we're supposed to be talking about size comparison. We're at 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I'm just yakking here. Alright, so basically size comparison. Comparison, size, differences, bam. All in one kit and caboodle. Got it? Bam! Alright. Woo! Alright. So, what else? Pose. Typical Godzilla pose. Remember, Nakajima's inside. He's got his arms tucked in, right at the elbows. Bam! Okay? Pose is good. Tail sticks out pretty far, so if you're sticking them on your shelf with other 25 centimeter figures, you may want to just twist the tail, you know, and you really can't twist it too much from the base of the tail, but over here it twists. So that might help you with displaying, because I actually have to have mine twisted a little bit because I have him lined up with a bunch of other 25 centimeter figures, okay? So that's the tail, the pose, everything looks good. I think we covered everything. Did I miss anything? Did I? Oh, you know, here's one thing we don't really talk about all that often. The underside of the tail. Look at the underside of the tail. Why is it always smooth? Well, if you think about it, Godzilla's always dragging his tail on the ground. So, of course, over time, that's going to smooth out from, you know, dragging the tail. Okay? So, that's my philosophy there. Bam. And then, of course, where it doesn't run around the ground, you got your normal scales. Bam. And just another small little detail before we wrap this up. Right on the bottom of the feet, you have focus. You have your information from X+. It says trademark 1967, 2011 when it was made the figure, and Toho Co. Ltd. Plex 2011 made in China X+. Bam. How's that look? Get them right there nice and close. Yeah, this is just some information. Okay? Alright. Alright, so let's take it back for final thoughts. Alright, final thoughts. Okay, so, like I said in the beginning, I love the Godzilla 67 suit. It's a personal favorite of mine, okay? Is it ugly? Yeah, it is ugly. But like I said, I think it gives him this fatherly look, okay? Not that I'm saying dads are ugly, it's just my opinion. That's the only way I could explain it a little bit. It just makes him look more older, you know what I mean? If you understand, high five. Very nice, very fresh. Okay, so this figure is definitely certified fresh, bam! Out of a scale of 10, you know, I'm going to go with a 9.5 out of 10 because it's the face that just looks a little off. I'm going to take a half a point off for the face. Just from certain angles, it doesn't look right. So, Fresh Vinyl Reviews, 9.5 out of 10. Bam! For the 67 Godzilla, 25 centimeter X+. I love it. I still love it. Yeah, it's great. It's still a great figure. You know, this is just my own personal opinion. Remember, we're all entitled to opinions. Opinions! Okay? So, anything else? No? It's fresh. Bam. Make sure you guys check out freshvinylhq.com. You're going to see more content there. I like to put this at the end of the videos because I don't want to shove it in everybody's face at the beginning because we're here for the figure, okay? We're here for the figure. But to get more here for the figure content, check out my website, Fresh Vinyl HQ. I'm building it. Currently, I'm trying to pack more information. We're doing X+, Bandai, SH Monster Arts. I'm probably going to start throwing some Marmot stuff on there too. Leave me comments. You know, tell me what you guys want, because I say this every so often, without you people out there, I wouldn't be sitting here doing what I'm doing. I have a passion for this, for my own, you know, my own integrity of why I love this hobby, but it's fun to share this stuff with you guys. So, hit me up on Facebook, either my regular Facebook page, the Fresh Vinyl page, comment on the videos, tell me what you guys want. I want to do more stuff, okay? So, also, we got the Fresh Vinyl gear. Check out Fresh Vinyl gear. We got some squishy soft shirts. Bam! Fresh. So, with that said, I'm going to close this review out with one last statement. Buy vinyl, fresh vinyl. Yeah, that's right. I'm wearing my pajama pants, styling and profiling.